My name is Naeem Edwards, and this is the ACOG Club.
He was basically saying, you got to be alarmed when people of this nature, complexion, religion, ethnicity.
These folks, them folks in the mountains, bro. Them people, Doug and Stacy, those people, Doug and Stacy, they in the mountains. They got their own land. They off the grid in the real way. They got their own water sources and all that. So when you see these people speaking up, that's some other shit.
It's some shit going on. Yeah, man. So FYI, take this how you want to take it.
What is that very first song that stamped hip-hop as your favorite genre? I'm not talking about the very first song you heard. I'm talking about that song that made you feel at home when you heard it. For me, it was Jay-Z's Hard Knock Life. I remember me and my brother, we were standing in front of the house, and he was just describing to me how the little girl was singing the chorus. And in my head, not knowing how things work, of course, I'm like, hey, why he ain't pick me for that video? So I studied that video, studied that song, and I just knew that this is where I'm going to be at for the rest of my life. Or how about that very first pair of sneakers you bought? Now, I didn't have the money, but I begged my mom for like a month straight to have $75 so I can go get me some all-white Air Force Ones. At the time, they were only $65, plus tax made them $70, and then I needed some bus fare to get back and forth home, because those times, somebody wanted some gas money, and I just ain't have it to give. You wasn't dipping into my Air Force One money. I dreamed about them shoes day in and day out until they was on my feet. You know how geeked I was to be walking around with those on? Now, what about the biggest sports moment that you heard about, even if you didn't watch sports? I still remember everybody and their mama talking about how AI crossed Jordan. Now, until that moment, you wouldn't even dare think that something like that could possibly happen to Jordan. So yeah, that was just the word that just, I remember it. I remember. And I'll never forget the very first movie I remembered every line to, front to back. Because
all you do is spin record. That's all you do.
We were born in this culture. We were raised in this culture and seeing the evolution of this culture. And my passion for my culture compelled me to create Without Google the card game to test your knowledge of music, movies, sports, and fashion. Go over to withoutgoogle.store and make that purchase today. So the next time someone misses game night and it was lit, just let them know. You just had to be there.
Two of the forefathers of podcast land, Mount Podmore, are at the table. I sat out there patiently saying, my brother is going to call me into that table to put me in front of this crossover audience to try to help enhance me, because he did it with Rainwater, the basic common urban black guy. So after 2030,
saw the flicks of some real money and some real power, and that shit's scary. Thank you for tuning in. God bless. One team.
Not talking about go to jail and be ready to go to jail and sit in a hole for a whole year. I mean, sitting on the yard for a whole year the same way you was on the street. Not only do you need to be able to go to jail, you need to be able to go to jail and be that same person. If you're going to be a real gangster, a real street nigga. All that shit count. Man, they were talking about killing my grandma, bro. The police, bro. I'm interrogating them folks said they gonna kill my grandma if I don't tell them what happened, bro. Bro, I'm telling them what they said, bro. I wouldn't have told them shit, bro. Them folks hold the gun to my grandma. I was sitting right there, bro. They went to the hospital and put a gun in my grandma's head, bro. What I supposed to do? I wouldn't have told them shit, bro. I'd be ready to do a life sentence, bro. Fuck me. It's about her, bro.
Yeah, shouts out to the team, man. Man, that's real content right there. That's what we call content. Yeah, man, not that bullshit that's going on out here. Real situation, life events and stuff. But all in all, let's get to it. We got a lot to cover about this Russian Ukraine shit and how this shit is gonna end up spilling over to where we at. So let's get it. So let's first set the ambiance of where we're going at.
Is concerned for her country tonight after Russia launches one of its largest attacks on Ukraine in months. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rob McCartney. The attack comes as President Biden allows Ukraine to use long-range American missiles deeper inside Russia. KTV News Watch 7's Aaron Hegarty has been getting a reaction. He's here in the studio now. Aaron?
Yeah, Rob, tonight I spoke with a Ukrainian now living in Omaha. She argues this is the right thing for the U.S. to do, but she just wants to see peace. It's a tough thing for her to discuss after she's lost loved ones in the war. As Russia launches one of its largest attacks on Ukraine in months, it's as hard as ever for one local Ukrainian to see what's happening in their home country.
The realization of life can end any moment makes you cherish it and appreciate things differently.
Lyubov Onishuk came to the U.S. well before the war and has helped refugees coming here.
I believe peace can be reached. The hardest part would be forgiveness.
She's glad to see Ukraine get the go-ahead from the Biden administration to use American-made long-range missiles on targets inside Russia.
I think this is the only way to stop it. By going further, they will be able to stop those spots where the missiles are coming from, and I'm sure that will save more lives.
Ken Gruber says that's a common message from Ukrainians.
They said we don't need the training, we don't need all the billions of dollars that are being sent over there, other than we need the tools, we need the ammunition. So I think they're going to be happy that they have one hand untied now.
He's the president of Omaha-based Rapid Response America, which returned to Ukraine this spring to help build shelters. Whether people here at home are for or against America's involvement in the war, he says people can appreciate their work to help communities caught in the middle. And he says Ukrainians tell him they appreciate the help from the U.S.
They think that Putin is trying to disrupt them, trying to scare them, trying to get them all to leave Ukraine, and they're not going to do that.
Onishuk says she respects both Biden and President-elect Trump. She hopes Trump will continue support for Ukraine overseas as well as for refugees with temporary status in the U.S. Back to you, Rob.
All right, Aaron.
We only been seeing one side, us supporting Ukraine, but we haven't seen Russia's side yet. So we got Russia's side today. We not covering really nothing Ukraine for real, but we got all Russia. Now this is wild because for what I'm hearing and what I'm understanding is they got some underlying issues, and for I'm getting Ukraine, this is just what I'm understanding. Ukraine used to be part of Russia at one point in time, but then they started doing their own thing type shit. And Russia like, nah, since we've been funding you and supporting you all this long time, you might as well be underneath us. So we coming to take that land or that area back or whatever. And U.S. is funding Ukraine because they quote unquote a part of NATO, or NATO has some ties with them or something. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But if something happens, NATO steps in. We've been funding them, and NATO been stepping in and all that stuff. So Russia like is backed into a corner. Like, bruh, I don't want to do nothing to y'all. Y'all was cool. Y'all cool with me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problem with y'all. But if y'all want to keep taking it there, then we gonna just take it there and say fuck it. Like, just let me handle my business with them. But you keep asserting yourself. Like, so that's what I'm getting. I'm getting US is just asserting themselves in their beef, and they don't have no reason to assert themselves. So let's get to Putin's response to the news clip, because the news clip stemmed Putin to go ahead and respond to it, because he like, hold up, bruh. Like, I thought we was trying to make some changes. I thought we was trying to get, some stuff settled and shit. But here it is, y'all backhanding and go ahead and get the okay for these motherfuckers to use long range missiles. And not only that, y'all gonna give them the long range missiles to use. And I said this on the other shit, like, yo, so what happens when you use them long range missiles and these motherfuckers get mad at us because we gave y'all them missiles to go do that? Let's hear his response.
Enormous power of these weapons, we have sought to strengthen the international legal basis for global stability and to prevent the proliferation of nuclear weapons and their components. Today, the nuclear triad remains the main guarantee of the security of our state and our citizens, and an instrument for maintaining strategic parity and the balance of power in the world. At the same time, we see that the current military and political situation is changing dynamically, and we must take this into account. This includes the emergence of new sources of military threats and risks to Russia and our allies. It is important to anticipate the development of the situation and to adapt the provisions of the strategic planning document accordingly. Over the past year, the experts of the Ministry of Defense, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Security Council, and other agencies have conducted a deep and comprehensive analysis and assessed the necessity of amending our approach to the potential use of nuclear forces. Following the results of this work, a number of clarifications have been proposed regarding the conditions for deploying nuclear weapons. For instance, the draft of basic principles extends the category of states and military alliances that are subject to nuclear deterrence and complements the list of military threats that require nuclear deterrence measures to be neutralized. I would also like to draw your particular attention to another issue. The amended document defines aggression against Russia by any non-nuclear state, though with the involvement or support of a nuclear state, as a joint attack against the Russian Federation. It also...
You see what I'm saying? So he said they breaking the treaty by even coming over there doing what they're doing. They breaking the treaty by giving them money. They breaking the treaty by giving them missiles. So that means if y'all doing that, this is gonna end up being some, like, we're gonna take it as y'all want to be a part of this beef. Y'all want smoke too. I mean, y'all ain't been on our radar, and we ain't got y'all on our radar, but you keep fucking helping these motherfuckers, and y'all gonna end up on our radar. Let's wind that back so we can hear that again.
nuclear deterrence and complements the list of military threats that require nuclear deterrence measures to be neutralized. I would also like to draw your particular attention to another issue. The amended document defines aggression against Russia by any non-nuclear.
Hold on, let me plug this. Let me plug this cord in, cause I see the Wi-Fi over here tripping real quick. Let me plug this cord in. I don't need this shit to keep skipping. I don't like that shit. That shit fucks with me when the shit keeps skipping like that. I get frustrated. Let me plug this cord in. See if that helps. There we go. Let's see if that helps. I don't like all that skipping shit. That shit gets on my nerves. We gonna make it through this video. You ain't gonna block us. You ain't gonna block us for delivering the news. Yeah, I mean, shit. We out here delivering the news. And salutes to B over there. He in what do you call combat mode. I mean, making sure he got check his perimeters and all that shit. Some shit going on over there. So yeah, y'all pray for B and his safety over there with his wife and his kids dealing with those migrants and shit. I mean, so yeah. But let's see if we can get back into it since I'm linked in now.
Your state, though with the involvement or support of a nuclear state as a joint attack against the Russian Federation. It also
I don't like this already.
Explicitly defines the conditions for Russia's transition to nuclear weapons use. We will consider such a possibility upon obtaining reliable information on the massive attack launched by aerospace weapons crossing of our state border. I am referring to strategic and tactical aircraft, cruise missiles, UAVs, hypersonic and other aircraft. We reserve the right to use nuclear weapons in the case of aggression against Russia and Belarus.
See, like he's saying, like he ain't trying to use no weapons if he ain't got to. But if y'all pushing him there to use these weapons, he'll use them. You know what I'm saying? He's saying he ain't scared to use them. He's just saying he gonna use them, which is agreement. But I'm in agreement with why we over there. And he gonna ask that question. We gonna get to that. But see, this is like stemming up from post election to now. So after the election, we have the news clip saying, yeah, they're gonna do this. And it's funny that they push that American missile shit, because Theo was just telling me, like, bruh, like that, like, yeah, bruh, because if we go to war, then they that blocks Trump from getting into the office and shit. And I was like, dang, bruh, I ain't never think of that. He's like, yeah, bruh, that's what they forgetting. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they actually go to war, then it's gonna put a pause on Trump, being president. And it's like, yo, that's crazy, because see this the scheme. Now this the scheme. We understand that they don't want Trump in office. We understand that. And I find it funny and I find it ironic that we couldn't find Biden none end of the year, like September, October, November. Like we couldn't find this guy. But he randomly comes out of nowhere like, yeah, Biden signed this. How do we know that's Biden signed it when y'all already showed us that y'all say he's backing out and he signs the shit, but that's not his signature. And everybody in America knew that. So it's like, did he really sign this, or did the same person that signed him getting the fuck out of there? And I find it also funny too. All this is happening, and we got Biden. We're supposed to be getting impeached. Like I showed y'all the video. We did a whole live on Biden's impeachment shit. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. How is he still calling these plays, bro? We supposed to be getting out of there. We supposed to be, but he's still sending missiles and money over there. This shit crazy. This shit crazy. And this is all stemming up to where we at now. Like this is the last. It's like the last. This is like this week for real. This week and last week. Then we have this shit happening. Yeah, I mean, Russia dropping bombs on Ukraine, and he gonna speak on that. I got the video, like I got a video for that. Don't even trip. We all on Putin. This a Putin live today. Now, when we look at these bombs, bro, just look at that shit. How this comes in flurry. That shit reminds me of Call of Duty when you call in the motherfucking mortar strike. Like this mortar strike shit. Hell yeah, that's exactly how the mortar strike look on duty, bruh. You call that shit in, put that laser out there, boop, hit that button, incoming mortar strike. That's exactly how that shit look, bruh. Man, America better get ready, bruh. This shit could be us, bruh. This shit could be us soon. Man, shit. Putin talk. You heard what Putin said, bruh? Look. And anybody that's non-affiliated want to step in, yeah, I mean, we gonna treat them with the same, yeah, I mean, rage and aggression that we treat everybody else. And I agree. Why the fuck are we all the way over there fighting these fights? Why do we have to fight fights in someone else's country, bro? These motherfuckers be having it out and shit. Oh, here comes America. Let's go run our asses over there. Let's go help out. Bro, that shit don't have nothing to do with us. We got too much shit going on in here as it is. That we ain't fixing nothing here, but we keep sending all our money out of the country and all that shit. Why is that?
Sonic payload was used. The test was carried out successfully. The objectives of the launch have been met. One of the largest and well-known industrial centers that is known since the Soviet times in the Dnieper region, which is known and to be involved in enemy production, was hit. And further plans are being made in Europe and the Asia Pacific to deploy weapons and missiles. And we believe it is a mistake on the part of the United States to destroy the system that was established by the Missile Treaty in 2019. We see that the United States and their allies are now considering and has successfully tested their capabilities to deploy advanced missile systems in different parts of the world. And their exercises routinely include the use of such weapons. Russia has unilaterally refused to deploy intermediate and small-range missiles until we see similar weapons deployed by the United States in a region of the world. The use of the novel system, which was essentially an operational test, was carried out in response to the decisions made by the United States and their allies. And the further actions will be considered and decided based on what we see from them. The further course of action will be determined based on the threats to the security of the Russian Federation. We believe that we have the right to use our weapons against military facilities of countries who allow their weapons to be used against ours. And in case of an escalation, we will act as decisively in a mirror fashion. The ruling elites of the countries are nurturing plans to use their military contingents against Russia should be warned. When choosing measures to be used in response, such as the use of systems that was tested recently in Ukraine, will certainly include warnings to civilians and to clear the zones that will be targeted.
Good luck. Good fucking luck. Bruh. Trust me. If them motherfuckers get the shooting rockets over here, we ain't gonna know it till it's too late. They ain't gonna give us no motherfucking clear zone warning and all that shit. Nah, hell nah. Hell nah. That shit them joints gonna hit. Yeah, man. And this see what I'm saying? Like, this the part that they not talking about. They not saying how these motherfuckers is provoking this motherfucker. They provoking them, poking the bed. We have nothing to do with over there. No, you didn't finish your food, bro. My fault. No, you ain't finished your food, bro. Go ahead. Go finish your food then. Yeah. So if these motherfuckers get the shooting rockets over here and shooting bombs and stuff over here, bro, man, come on, man. It's our fault. It's our fault. We keep sticking our nose in everybody else. America is the only motherfuckers who go to another country and set up base. We don't have motherfucking we don't have people come over here from other countries and just set up fucking military bases and shit. America is the only motherfuckers that's like that, bro. They the only motherfuckers that just randomly, I'm gonna just go over here. And, oh shit, I like it over here. We gonna set up a military base. Should we be mad, bro? I'm telling you, we are just gonna be a casualty of war. I'm sorry to say it. We just gonna be casualties of war. They just gonna what? America throwing the American citizens under the bus. Only the higher ups who got the money and the funds and all that stuff to survive a nuclear blast and have nuke bunkers and stuff and all that good stuff, bro. Yeah, they gonna survive and start over and shit like that. But the rest of the motherfuckers, the rest of us, Shit. Now I ain't already said, bro. If the grid go down, type shit, that's already like 80 to 90% of the population. That's just if the grid go down. No electric, water, and no electric, no water, and no communications and shit. That's that's all. That's that's damn near 80 to 90% of humanity that's gonna just perish away. So we talking about an actual nuclear blast. Yeah. Leave this man alone, bruh. Y'all go to the damn sit down and talk with this man, bruh. See what we can do. It may like because one, I'm not gonna cap, bruh. Not gonna cap. For what I'm seeing from the Democrat side is the only ones who want war. I'm just saying, the Democrat side is the only ones that want war. I don't see the Republicans over there talking about war and all that shit. Like they willing to go to war if it has something to do with their rights and their amendments and shit like that. I see more of that. But I don't see these motherfuckers talking about, yeah, let's go over to Ukraine and have a war and shit. I don't see them talking about that shit. It's mostly Democrats that I done seen. I'm just saying I. That's why I keep saying I.
And we will certainly do this in a transparent fashion. And we do not have any fears that it will reduce the effectiveness of those systems because there is no way to counteract a missile that flies at 10 Mach, which is 2.5 to 3 kilometers per second. Existing anti-missile systems and the anti-missile systems deployed by the United States and Europe cannot intercept such missiles. It is impossible. So, once again, it is not Russia, but the United States who have destroyed the system of international security. And they are trying to preserve their hegemony and stoking a global conflict. We have always preferred, and we still prefer, to resolve our disagreements using peaceful means, but we are prepared for.
See what I'm saying? He said, bro, we prepared to talk shit out, yo, and work shit out. We business people, bro. We don't want to go to war like that. We ain't trying to hurt nobody. But like Pod said, I ain't no killer, but don't push me. I ain't no killer, but don't push me. He trying to handle his business, bro. U.S. is in the way. You think it really matters if you black or white once they start sending the missiles over here? Then they're gonna be like, oh no, these missiles ain't for y'all black people. These missiles for the white folks. No, that shit not. Oh no, we ain't trying to bomb no Jewish people. We just trying to bomb the white people. That shit don't work like that, bro. We all gonna get hit. We all gonna suffer when this shit happens, bro. We all gonna suffer. It's not gonna be just one set of people that's gonna suffer. No, if these motherfuckers sending bombs over here because we want to keep inserting ourselves in other people bullshit, we all gonna suffer. This ain't got no black and white on it because at the end of the day, if we go to fucking out of country anywhere, they gonna be like, as soon as they hear us talk, oh, you an American. Not gonna say, oh, you are black, oh, you're African American. They gonna say, oh, you Caucasian, or you Western European or Italian. They ain't gonna say none of that shit. They gonna hear you talk and be like, oh, you an American. These people don't give a fuck about race over there in their countries. They don't give a fuck about that shit. We the only ones who care. Who sit here and fight about black, white, who better, who this, who that. You know what I mean? All that bullshit. When that's all flesh material. When them bombs get to coming, it's like it's like bruh, Frank Rizzo, the mayor of Philly, who agreed with dropping the bomb on the Move family, right? When they dropped the bomb and shit on there, they had a live cast, and one of the dudes that helped orchestrated the hit was like, yeah, we wasn't dropping the bomb on the kids. For the kids. We was dropping the bomb for the adults. And it's like, what the fuck you mean, bro? Go, bro. Go. Okay, go, bro. Huh. Need the cereal. Go ahead. Like, you can't drop a bomb and say, oh no, kids, this bomb's not for y'all. This bomb is for the adults. It's not how that works. You drop the bomb, shit blows up. Whatever's in the fucking path, whatever's in the way, shit blows up. What are you talking about? So to think that this shit doesn't affect us, y'all, something wrong with y'all. This shit definitely affects us because these motherfuckers start shooting rockets over here, and that shit dropped on O Block. That shit dropped on O Block. And shit dropped in Compton. That shit just dropped in Compton. Beverly Hills. Think that's not gonna start changing shit? Yeah, it's gonna start changing shit. Come on now. The guy said he for a peaceful resolution. Yeah, I mean, we the Democrats is the only one, and I'm gonna keep saying that shit because that's the only people out here talking about the shit. Democrats want the war. They trying to keep going to war. I'm running that back, son.
Europe cannot intercept such missiles. It is impossible. So, once again, it is not Russia, but the United States who have destroyed the system of international security. And they are trying to preserve their hegemony and stoking a global conflict. We have always preferred, and we still prefer, to resolve our disagreements using peaceful means, but we are prepared for any scenario. And if anyone has any doubts, they shouldn't. There will always be a response. Around the world, as well as those who still nurture illusions that a strategic defeat can be inflicted against Russia, about events that are happening in the Special Military Operations Zone. I'm talking about what happened in the wake of long-range Western weapons being used in the Special Military Operations Zone. As a result of the escalation, the United States and their NATO allies said that they give their permission to use long-range weapons against targets inside Russia. Experts know fully well, and the Russian side has underscored this time and again, that using such weapons without the direct involvement of military operators from manufacturing countries is impossible. On November the 19th, 6 ATACMS missiles manufactured in the US were used, and on the 21st, a combined attack using Storm Shadow manufactured in the UK and missiles manufactured in the US were used to attack missile targets in the Bryansk and Kursk regions of the Russian Federation. Starting from that point, as we have underscored many times, the regional conflict in Ukraine, provoked by the West, acquired a global character. Our anti-missile systems countered those attacks. As a result, the targets and objectives set by the enemy were not achieved. The fire and the ammunition storage in the Bryansk region, as a result of fragments of ATACMS missiles falling, has been contained. No victims. In the Kursk region, one of the command and control centers of our severed group was attacked. As a result of the attack and the countermeasures, there have been people wounded and killed, and those who were involved in servicing these facilities, those who were members of the command, have not been hit by the attack and are now continuing their operation to remove the enemy from the Kursk region. I repeat, the use of such weapons cannot change the course of the special military operation. Our military is successfully advancing along the entire line of contact, and all the objectives that we set before ourselves will be met. As a response to the use of US and UK manufactured weapons, the Russian forces have carried out a combined strike on one of the military-industrial facilities in Ukraine. And this included the test of a novel intermediate-range Russian missile system, a ballistic missile with a non-nuclear.
If you're looking to get a credit card that helps you earn points to try.
My fault. I wanted to pull up. I'm pulling up this shit because he was talking about them getting attacked, and this what he was talking about when he said they was getting attacked, and they took some injuries and people was killed and stuff. Hold up, let me take this off. Let me put the other one back up because I was talking about that shit too. I had mentioned that in the last live, like, look, like these people is really going to war, bro. Like, people is really out here losing their lives, and Democrats is like, yo, no, just no, we just gonna keep funding this war. We just gonna keep, like, not, yo, bro, we instigating people dying, bro. I gotta mute that because of the music. But Pete, bro, while we instigating and shit, look, people is really out here dying, bro. Getting shot, bro. Look what it says. Look what it says, bro. 47 infantrymen. 47, bro. These people is losing their lives. And we're talking about funding the war and giving them missiles and all that shit. Nah, bro. Like, these people ain't going, look. This some Call of Duty shit, bro. You dropping a mortar strike, not a mortar strike, what they call that shit? Man, I can't show that part. I can't show that part. That's like when you drop one of them cruise missiles or some shit. Like, you set off a cruise missile on it. Man, look at that shit, bro. Come on, man. You seen that guy in that bunker? Trust me, that shit was not pretty for him. Man, that's why I had to stop it, bro. Cause yeah, YouTube messing around, take that shit down. You see that shit. That shit was not pretty, bro. These people losing their fucking lives. And we sitting here talking about, yeah, look, get it right. Hold up. Thermal mode. Boom. Woo, man, say. Y'all want to keep funding this shit. Huh. You don't believe me? Look, listen to this. Listen to this fool. Hold up. This is what you call a fool right here. What's good, E legit? E legit in the building.
3 reasons why nuclear war is actually a good thing. Number 1, nuclear war would allow us to reset our current power structures, doing away with capitalism, patriarchy, and systemic racism, and replacing them with a more equitable, progressive system that reflects the kind of people we are and the kind of world we want to build. This great reset would also include sustainability. This brings us to point number 2. Nuclear war would be brilliant for the environment. With a massively reduced human population, the carbon footprint would drop hugely, allowing the planet to thrive and nature to recover from hundreds of years of human damage. Point number 3, of course, speaks for itself. With a nuclear conflict in the next couple of weeks, this would mean Donald Trump doesn't get into office. And if you consider the amount of damage that Donald Trump will do once he gets into office, this pales in comparison to a nuclear war. We must stand with Ukraine to the bitter end. And the time has come to use nuclear weapons against Russia. If that happens, if we have a nuclear war, you might be surprised that blessings come in mysterious packages.
Yeah, we ain't gotta listen to your dumbass no more. It's gonna be a lot less dumbasses like you out here. You're right, it is gonna be a blessing. Yeah, man. The fuck is he talking about? That's gonna fuck up the whole economy. That's gonna kill everything, bro. What are you talking about? And again, we don't have to go to war. There don't have to be nuclear war. You just gotta have to be able to sit down and talk. Come up to a peace agreement. That's it. That's it. Y'all want to keep having at it. All right. Look, I'm with war if it benefits some shit. Not if it don't benefit no shit. This shit ain't benefiting us. Sticking our head in over fucking cross seas somewhere. That shit don't benefit us. You talking all that dumbass shit. Well, listen to these motherfuckers crying. These motherfuckers crying because shit is happening.
Poroshenko will have a hard time winning back hearts and minds in this city. As the people of Donetsk sweep up the debris of their homes and livelihoods, they are hardened against a president they say is killing his own people. We are Ukrainian, but they kill us, this man says. So we...
The first thing they start off is with, they killing us out here. It don't sound like a glorious thing to me.
Probably need our own country, because these people in Kiev, they are not brothers for us. The shells hit these homes days ago, but the tears are still fresh.
We live on the ground. It was so hard for 2 weeks, especially for 27, 28, 29th. But only today it's quiet. Sorry, I need to go.
2 people were killed outside this block of flats last Wednesday. One of them was a 50-year-old woman, the other a 34-year-old woman. Her husband, who won't talk to us, he says he's in shock, managed to make it down to the cellar with their little child, but she just didn't have the time. And this is a story that repeats itself over and over.
Again, we sitting back watching. These people is losing their life. We got Jimmy Kimmel on stage, crying, Trump won, man, it's gonna, all the people that fight hard over there, this is the time now that we really gotta back Ukraine. Bruh, we don't have to do shit. We don't have to do a damn thing. That shit has nothing to do with us. Again, the fuck are y'all talking about? We have real world shit out here. I just showed a live 3 party shootings in a matter of 24 hours. Teens and all. from teenagers to young adults. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Nobody asks questions about how can 100 fucking teens party in an abandoned building, abandoned house. 5 people get shot, 1 dead. They go home, and the news says, yeah, police say that the parents got to start talking to their kids and so they can help find. So 100 motherfucking teens to young adults partying and nobody knows where their kids is at. That's not a bad thing. Nobody knows. Nobody can have nobody has any answers on how the fuck teens is out here getting shot. But we worried about Ukraine. Oh, we gotta fund them. We gotta back them. Yo, they dropping bombs on. It's kids dying over. It's kids dying over here. The fuck are you talking about? We don't have that same outrage for these motherfucking kids that's dying out here. The fuck are you talking about? That shit just numb to us. Half the time we get a laugh and a joke out of it. The fuck are y'all talking about? Don't that shit over there is over there. That's why I understand Putin's rage. And like I said, can we be fucking mad if these motherfuckers you want to keep instigating? Okay, you know what happens to the fucking instigators? They get slapped eventually. They get tired of motherfuckers sitting there laughing and instigating all the time. Nigga, then next thing you know, they go aside your motherfucking head. So what happens when that happens? What we gonna do? What's our defense when that shit happens? We done sent all our money over here. We ain't got no money. I thought wars was funded with money and shit. Salute. Word. Keep poking the bear. Yeah, y'all want to keep poking the bear. When shit happens and they start sending missiles over here, guaranteed it's not going to say, oh, these is black missiles, these is white missiles, these is Asian missiles. Yeah, I mean, they ain't going to give a fuck about none of that shit. It's just going to be missiles flying, boom, 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 blowing up. Y'all motherfuckers better get y'all mind right. Start worrying about the wrong shit, worry about the right shit. These people is fucking sitting here crying. Listen to them. They pleading. They pleading for this war to fucking end. Y'all think is we can just let's keep going to war. No, let's keep going to war. All right.
Over in dozens of apartment blocks with civilians being killed by the constant shelling around Donetsk. The city's trauma hospital is filled with the civilian wounded, shrapnel embedded in the flesh and bone of market sellers' legs, the broken limbs of pensioners far too old to run. There was one war, and this is the second war, this old lady tells me. I was born in 1940 in World War II, and I will probably die before this war is over. Valentina Popova in the next door ward.
That's a hell of a life. That's a hell of a life. To see World War II and then still motherfucking see another war. Like that's it's amazing. That's an amazing life. She's going down to history. Salute to that lady for being able to live that long.
Lost her leg and her arm to indiscriminate artillery shells. Switching to the Ukrainian language, she makes a heartrending plea to the president. We used to dance, sing, do everything in Ukrainian, she says. Poroshenko, Mr. Poroshenko, please listen to us. Why don't you understand your people? Be a man, be human. Please stop your aggression. Stop this war. But there is little sign of that. This once thriving city is now half empty, its railway station bombed. The forces unleashed by this conflict, greater perhaps than Mr. Poroshenko can control. Diana Magne, CNN, Donetsk, Ukraine.
No shit don't sound like they having fun over there. That shit don't sound like they having fun. That shit sound like it's getting real. She pleading, stop the war, man. Shouts out to Carl Tucker. I think that's his name. Carl. Oh man, I go. Don't get me lying. I think that's his name, but shouts out to him because Buddy actually went to Moscow to go interview Putin, bro. That's fire. When I see, I had to do my research first before I pulled up the clip. I ain't want to get the clip and then it should be fake. You know how motherfuckers be faking shit. But nah, he actually went out there and this is 4 minutes. What he said in this 4 minutes, I don't even think I got anything to say after that. Real talk, bro. Because he hit on so many good topics. Just listen to this, bro.
Tonight, we're here to interview the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin. We'll be doing that soon. There are risks to conducting an interview like this, obviously, so we've thought about it carefully over many months. Here's why we're doing it. First, because it's our job. We're in journalism. Our duty is to inform people. 2 years into a war that's reshaping the entire world, most Americans are not informed. They have no real idea what's happening in this region, here in Russia or 600 miles away in Ukraine. But they should know. They're paying for much of it in ways they might not fully yet perceive. The war in Ukraine is a human disaster. It's left hundreds of thousands of people dead, an entire generation of young Ukrainians, and it's depopulated the largest country in Europe. But the long-term effects are even more profound. This war has utterly reshaped the global military and trade alliances, and the sanctions that followed have as well. And in total, they have upended the world economy. The post-World War II economic order, the system that guaranteed prosperity in the West for more than 80 years, is coming apart very fast, and along with it, the dominance of the US dollar. These are not small changes. They are history-altering developments. They will define the lives of our grandchildren. Most of the world understands this perfectly well. They can see it. Ask anyone in Asia or the Middle East what the future looks like. And yet the populations of the English-speaking countries seem mostly unaware. They think that as nothing has really changed. And they think that because no one has told them the truth. Their media outlets are corrupt. They lie to their readers and viewers. And they do that mostly by omission. For example, since the day the war in Ukraine began, American media outlets have spoken to scores of people from Ukraine, and they have done scores of interviews with Ukrainian President Zelensky. We ourselves have put in a request for an interview with Zelensky, and we hope he accepts. But the interviews he's already done in the United States are not traditional interviews. They are fawning pep sessions specifically designed to amplify Zelensky's demand that the U.S. enter more deeply into a war in Eastern Europe and pay for it. That is not journalism. It is government propaganda. Propaganda of the ugliest kind, the kind that kills people. At the same time, our politicians and media outlets have been doing this, promoting a foreign leader like he's a new consumer brand. Not a single Western journalist has bothered to interview the president of the other country involved in this conflict, Vladimir Putin. Most Americans have no idea why Putin invaded Ukraine or what his goals are now. They've never heard his voice. That's wrong. Americans have a right to know all they can about a war they're implicated in, and we have the right to
Thank you. Fuck all that blind shit. Nah, we need to know why are we over there fighting? Not all that bullshit. Nah, we need to know why we need to fund this shit. Because if it don't make sense, then obviously we don't need to spend our dollars. Simple and plain. I agree with everything this guy is saying, bruh. Why we only get to see one side? Why we don't never get to see the other side? This guy right here, before we get back to this dude right here. He wants the war. They like stuff like this, bruh. They don't understand how detrimental this is to a society, to an economy, to the world itself, period. After you drop a nuke, that shit goes into the atmosphere. That atmosphere is now changed. Where's the air filter at? Where's the air filter at? Show me the air filter the magical air filter that you're gonna put up and filter all the chemicals that you just released into the fucking atmosphere, air, and all that shit. Show me the air filter that you're gonna use to clean that shit up with. You don't clean it up. So that means you're not gonna survive. Your kid's not gonna survive. Their kid's not gonna survive. Everything is gonna die. That's why on Call of Duty, when you get 25 kills in a row and that motherfucking nuke come up and you hit the nuke button, the game is over. There's no more game after that. This shit is over with. You gotta start a new game. Because that's what nukes do. Nukes kill everything. The fuck are you talking about, bruh?
Tell them about it because we are Americans too. Freedom of speech is our birthright. We were born with the right to say what we believe. That right cannot be taken away no matter who is in the White House. But they're trying anyway. Almost 3 years ago, the Biden administration illegally spied on our text messages and then leaked the contents to their servants in the news media. They did this in order to stop a Putin interview that we were planning. Last month, we're pretty certain they did exactly the same thing once again. But this time, we came to Moscow anyway. We are not here because we love Vladimir Putin. We are here because we love the United States, and we want it to remain prosperous and free. We paid for this trip ourselves. We took no money from any government or group. Nor are we charging people to see the interview. It is not behind a paywall. Anyone can watch the entire thing, shot live to tape and unedited, on our website, tuckercarlson.com. Elon Musk.
Tucker Carlson. I thought that was his name. All right. Salute to bro, yo. I said, oh no, buddy got some big kahunas. He went all the way over to Moscow. He said, fuck that, bro. You ain't gotta come to me, bro. I'm on my way. I'll be over there. That shit crazy. Hey, bro. Yo, check there for real. Hey, bro. I'm here, bro. Wait, where you want to meet me at? This nigga tapped dead. That's what's up. Salute to Buddy for going over there and do that. I got a clip, though.
Musk, to his great credit, has promised not to suppress or block this interview once we post it on his platform, X, and we're grateful for that. Western governments, by contrast, will certainly do their best to censor this video on other less principled platforms because that's what they do. They are afraid of information they can't control. But you have no reason to be afraid of it. We are not encouraging you to agree with what Putin may say in this interview, but we are urging you to watch it. You should know as much as you can. And then, like a free citizen and not a slave, you can decide for yourself. Thanks.
You're going to come after his stuff.
Word. Now, I only got a clip. Of what he was talking about. I still haven't found the whole video, but when I get the whole video, guaranteed, we going over this shit.
An agreement, already understanding the situation that do the United States need this? What for? Thousands of miles away from your national territory. Don't you have anything better to do? You have issues on the border, issues with migration, issues with the national debt, more than $33 trillion. You have nothing better to do, so you should fight in Ukraine? Wouldn't it be better to negotiate with Russia? Make an agreement, already understanding the situation that is developing today, realizing that Russia will fight for its interests to the end? And realizing this, actually return to common sense, start respecting our country and its interests, and look for certain solutions. It seems to me that this is much smarter and more.
Man, that's why that back. That boy dropping bars. That's why that back.
Already understanding the situation that. Do the United States need this? What for? Thousands of miles away from your national territory. Don't you have anything better to do? You have issues on the border, issues with migration, issues with the national debt, more than $33 trillion. You have nothing better to do, so you should fight in Ukraine? Wouldn't it be better to negotiate with Russia? Make an agreement, already understanding the situation that is developing today, realizing that Russia will fight for its interests to the end? And realizing this, actually return to common sense, start respecting our country and its interests, and look for certain solutions. It seems to me that this is much smarter and more. Make.
Bro said that damn near the same thing in every interview. Why the fuck you all the way over here? Ain't you out of bounds? What the fuck you doing over here? You worry about what I'm doing over here. What you doing over here? Don't you got other shit you need to be worried about? Don't you got Tren de Agua and all this other crazy shit coming through? Oh, then migrants just take over a fucking apartment complex in Colorado, something out there. Was it Colorado or Delaware? Aurora? Don't you got bigger things to be concerned with? Fuck is you all the way over here? Hey, where the lies at? Where the lies at? Shouldn't we be worried about our own shit and not nobody else's shit? I don't know. I like them. I mean, you can be mad at me if you want to. Oh, you like Putin? Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell motherfucker, yeah, I like Putin. You damn right. Because if it came down to Putin or whatever Zelensky or whatever, I think that's his name. If it came down to one of them two going at it type stuff, I believe Putin would knock you off. I believe Putin would really knock you off. I seen Putin teach a kid how to judo flip. He whistled to the kid like, "Hey, bro, come here, bro. Nah, see what you doing is you gotta grab him right here, and then you gotta torque your body and flip him, bruh." The kid flipped him after that. So that means he know how to fight. I ain't gonna cap, bruh. Ask what happened. Ask what happened to the last dude that went to run against Putin. You can't ask him because he dead. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, bro. I got a video I need to pull up for y'all. Let's remove this real quick. I got a video I want to pull up for y'all, and it's gonna break down. Gonna give us a breakdown of how this Ukraine Russia shit came into play and why they started beefing in the beginning. Bear with me 1 second. There you go.
Not an attack by Putin on Ukraine.
All right, this video is 7 minutes long. Yeah, man. So we gonna be here for a quick second. But yeah, man, just listen. Of course we gonna stop talking about certain shit, but listen to how much like corruption it is. I don't know if it's really corruption. Maybe I think it's just, yeah, I'm gonna say corruption. But just listen, cause it's a lot of it, bruh. Just listen.
This is not an attack by Putin on Ukraine in the way that we are told every day. This started in 1990, February 9th, 1990. James Baker III, our Secretary of State, said to Mikhail Gorbachev, NATO will not move 1 inch eastward if you agree to German unification, basically ending World War II. And Gorbachev said, that's very important. Yes, NATO doesn't move, and we agreed to German unification. The U.S. then cheated on this, already starting in 1994, when Clinton signed off on basically a plan to expand NATO all the way to Ukraine. This is when the so-called neocons took power, and Clinton was the first agent of this.
Now we talked about that. We talked about that. Matter of fact, redacted wife was the one who broke that down with how each political Democrat either reneged on their word type stuff and just was basically lying to like I said, corruption, to corrupt the people to do certain things. Heavy Lefty in the building. What's going on, Heavy? How you feeling? Like yeah. So redacted showed us a whole list of the corrupt politicians and all that shit. Now, this is he's checking off that list. He's letting you know, look, listen, they've been corrupt. They've been backtracking on their word. They've been reneging on their word, telling the people they're gonna do something, but then do something different. So yeah. That's what I say, you gotta pay attention. And he said this particular incident started in the Clinton era.
The U.S. then cheated on this, already starting in 1994, when Clinton signed off on basically a plan to expand NATO all the way to Ukraine. This is when the so-called neocons took power, and Clinton was the first agent of this. And the expansion of NATO started in 1999 with Poland, Hungary, and Czech Republic. At that point, Russia didn't much care. There was no border other than with the Königsberg, but other than that, there was no direct threat. Then the U.S. led the bombing of Serbia in 1999. That was bad, by the way, because that was a use of NATO to bomb a European capital, Belgrade, 78 straight days to break the country apart. The Russians didn't like that very much. But Putin became president, they swallowed it, they complained, but even Putin started out pro-European, pro-American, actually asked maybe we should join NATO when there was still the idea of some kind of mutually respectful relationship. Then 9/11 came, then came Afghanistan, and the Russians said, yeah, we'll support you, we understand, to root out terror. But then came two other decisive actions. In 2002, the United States unilaterally walked out of the anti-ballistic missile treaty. This was probably the most decisive event, never discussed in this context. But what it did was trigger the U.S. putting in missile systems in Eastern Europe that Russia views as a dire, direct threat. In 2004-05, we engaged in a soft regime change operation in Ukraine. But in 2009, Yanukovych won the election, and he became president in 2010 on the basis of neutrality for Ukraine. That calmed things down because the U.S. was pushing NATO, but the people of Ukraine on the opinion polls didn't even want to be in NATO. They knew that the country is divided between ethnic Ukrainian, ethnic Russian. What do we want with this? We want to stay away from your problems. So in February 22nd, 2014, the United States participated actively in the overthrow of Yanukovych. A typical U.S. regime change operation, have no doubt about it. And the Russians did us a favor. They intercepted a really ugly call between Victoria Nuland, my colleague at Columbia University now, between her and the U.S. ambassador to Ukraine, Jeffrey Piat, who's a senior State Department official till today. And they talked about regime change. They said, who's going to be the next government? All of this is to say, the U.S. then said, okay, now NATO's really going to enlarge. And Putin kept saying, stop. You promised no NATO enlargement. It's been, by the way, I forgot to mention, in 2004, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Bulgaria, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, 7 more countries in the not 1 inch eastward. And then, okay, it's a long story, but the U.S. kept rejecting the basic idea, don't expand NATO to Russia's border in a context where we're putting in goddamn missile systems.
You see what I'm saying? So we the ones, trying to see how far we can go. Give a motherfucking inch, motherfucker try to take a mile. That's give him an inch, take a mile. You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, we're pushing ourselves in these areas. Russia ain't having that. I'm letting you know now. Russia ain't having us come over there and build no military base inside they shit. They not with none of that bullshit. We the only motherfucking country that goes to somewhere else and builds military bases as if we run that shit. We the biggest bullies, bro. We the biggest bullies. And we finally found a person that's just like, nah, look how far this shit goes back. Let's go back to Clinton era. See, this the shit that they don't tell us in the news. They don't tell us shit in the news like this. Motherfuckers got to do the research, get the information, and then do an interview about it where they gonna cut out all the real shit they want you to hear and put all the motherfucking propaganda and shit in there. Everything I heard Putin say in each joint was like, bro, stay out of this, bro. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Why you over here? We don't want no smoke with y'all. You know what I mean? We just trying to do what we gotta do. Nigga, they took our shit, bro. So we just trying to get our shit back. Why you over here defending them? I haven't heard them say they want to attack us. I don't know. Let's finish it off. How much we got 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes of this. Let's finish this shit off.
After breaking a treaty, 2019, we walked out of the Intermediate Nuclear Force Treaty. On December 15th, 2021, Putin put on the table a draft Russia-U.S. security agreement. You can find it online. The basis of it is no NATO enlargement. I called the White House that next week after that, begging them, take the negotiations. Putin's offered something, avoid this war. Oh, Jeff, there's not going to be a war. Announce that NATO's not going to enlarge. Oh, don't worry, NATO's not going to enlarge. I said, oh, You're going to have a war over something that's not going to happen? Why don't you announce them? And he said, no, our policy is an open door. This is Jake Sullivan. Our policy is an open door policy. Open door for NATO enlargement. That is under the category of bullshit, by the way. You don't have your right to put your military bases anywhere you want and expect peace in this world.
I'll just say that. What makes you so strong that you can just go put your military bases everywhere you want? Oh, yeah, we like that area over there. Let's go put a military base over there. Yeah, we run this now. All right. Y'all keep on. Keep on falling for the bullshit. These motherfuckers so handicapped and all this shit that they need our help so bad. Go ahead.
They turned down the negotiations. Then the special military operation started. And 5 days later, Zelensky says, okay, neutrality. And then the United States and Britain said, no way. You guys fight on. We got your back. We don't have your front. You're all going to die. But we got your back as we kept pushing them into the front lines. That's 600,000 deaths now of Ukrainians since Boris Johnson flew to Kyiv to tell them to be brave.
Go ahead. No, keep being brave. How many deaths? Let's hear that again.
You want and expect peace in this world. They turned down the negotiations. Then the special military operation started. And 5 days later, Zelensky says, okay, neutrality. And then the United States and Britain said, no way. You guys fight on. We got your back. We don't have your front. You're all going to die. But we got your back as we kept pushing them into the front lines. That's 600,000 deaths now of Ukrainians since Boris Johnson flew to Kyiv to tell them to be brave.
Man. Y'all want us to motherfucking...
We must stand with Ukraine to the bitter end, and the time has come to use nuclear weapons against Russia.
And y'all, 600,000. Y'all want us to stand, man, shit. Man, shit. Look, I'm fighting the war over here. I got to motherfucking worry about. I ain't got time to worry about y'all over there in Ukraine, bro. Fuck out of here. Miss me with that shit. Let's listen to Putin, bro, one more time before we get out of here. You can hear him for itself. You hear it for itself. He said, why y'all over here, bro? Don't y'all got other things y'all need to worry about? I got better shit to worry about than me, bro. Why y'all worry about me? Hold on, let's go. Let's go ahead. Salute everybody that came in too. E Legit, Mimi, Heavy Lefty. Salute everybody.
Make an agreement, already understanding the situation. That do the United States need this? What for? Thousands of miles away from your national territory. Don't you have anything better to do? You have issues on the border, issues with migration, issues with the national debt, more than $33 trillion. You have nothing better to do, so you should fight in Ukraine? Wouldn't it be better to negotiate with Russia? Make an agreement, already understanding the situation that is developing today, realizing that Russia will fight for its interests to the end? And realizing this, actually return to common sense, start respecting our country and its interests, and look for certain solutions.